Hey, what's going on, everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com back today with another daily crypto update. Now, we are seeing cryptos bounce from yesterday's drop, and that comes at a good time because we were coming up on our first support level before getting a bigger drop, and we happened to bounce right there. So, for the time being, we seem to have avoided that drop, and we can hopefully move higher from here. I'll talk about that in more detail during our technical analysis in just a second. I'm also going to talk about when is the next big crypto move. So over the past 24 hours, like I said, we are still slightly in the red, but we are recovering from the drop, which is great. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter for regular cryptocurrency market updates. Link to that in the description of this video. With that being said, we're going to jump into our first bit of news here, which is the fact that the founder of Morgan Creek Digital actually believes that Bitcoin is heading to $50,000. So we've seen that price point and price target put out numerous times by different people. He says that he's got a high degree of confidence that at some point in the future, Bitcoin is going to hit $50,000. And he's got some degree of confidence that it will be by the end of this year, putting the chances of that at around 30 to 40%, right? I think that around 30% chance of Bitcoin going to $50,000 is reasonable. Of course, it is somewhat unlikely, but it is possible, right? That would take a pretty massive amount of euphoria. So that's why I think 30%, maybe even 20% chance is a reasonable estimate. Now, what's interesting here is he mentions how he thinks that the ETF speculation, institutional interest, and human psychology will drive the price surge of Bitcoin. I also agree with that. I think that a more likely scenario here, and what I hope to see, is a more of a run up towards the end of the year, and basically, getting back towards our all-time highs by the end of December. So somewhere around $20,000 for Bitcoin, maybe around there, and then continuing that bull move higher into early 2019, right? And then maybe in early 2019, maybe mid 2019, $50,000 per Bitcoin is possible at that point. So that's kind of what I'm thinking as far as price prediction is concerned. Now, taking a look at the Bitcoin chart here, we can see that we did get that bounce at $7,950. Got a bit of a double bottom here. So that is exactly what we wanted to see. Now, we do still have some potential downside, right? If we were to drop back below $7,950, that would push us down to maybe our middle band, or maybe closer to $7,600, $800. For the time being, we did get that bounce at $7,950. We're back above $8,000. And our next resistance level is going to be up here at around $8,450, right? So that was our double top back here where we stopped moving higher and started to drop. So now we're going to make a reattempt at that, and if we're able to get back above $8,450, at that point it's very likely that we test $9,100 pretty quickly from there. So we're still looking good as far as the uptrend is concerned. The only thing that's bearish on the indicators right now is the fact that we're below the 70 line still. If we're able to get back above that, that will be yet another sign that we can move to $9,000 now. So overall, looking pretty good, and definitely got that nice reversal. Hopefully that lasts. We'll see within the next day or two. And really what matters here is staying above $7,950 in the short term. Let's go ahead, take a look at Ethereum next, see what's going on. So we're going to take a look at the Coinbase chart here. Ethereum is remaining above its uptrend line. That's exactly what we wanted to see. Indicators holding up well. A little bit of a slowdown, but we are still above our uptrend lines. And at this point, I'd like to see just a steady climb higher back to $500 and hopefully try to get back above that this time and finally get that break onwards towards the higher ranges of $500, hopefully even testing that $600 within the next 2 to 3 weeks. So that becomes possible. We do have a lot of resistance at $500. Also, our middle band is there, but I think that it's completely doable that we get back above that. Let's go ahead, take a look at Litecoin next, see what's going on. So taking a look at Litecoin, we can see that we are right where our middle band is at around $84. Indicators still moving higher slowly but surely. So the price has really flattened out quite a bit here. I'm going to go ahead and draw in our range that we're in right now in the shorter term. So that's between, $81 and $90 basically. So pretty tight range. I think that we can get back above $90 pretty soon here within the next 2 weeks, and that should really allow us to make our push towards $100 here. Let's go ahead, take a look at Nano. Nano has been one of the weakest cryptocurrencies, unfortunately, and it's continuing with that weakness here for the time being. We have flattened out a bit, so we're not dropping lower for the time being, but definitely, a lot of weakness compared to other cryptocurrencies, and we're below 30,000 satoshis. So we want to try to get back above 40,000 satoshis to really confirm a bull move here. The one thing that I'm liking is the fact that we are starting to see some stabilization. So we got our MACD that's slowly starting to hook back over, histogram coming back up, and that RSI that's right above the 30 line and has been stabilizing now for a while. So same thing with the price. That stabilization is the first hint to hopefully a reversal relatively soon. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ripple now, see what's going on. We're going to take a look at the Bittrex chart. Ripple still in this range between 40 cents and 50 cents, actually in the middle of that at 45 cents. We're starting to see that RSI come back a bit, and I think that we're going to maybe consolidate just a little bit longer, but really, within the next 2 to 3 weeks, I think that we can make a move above 50 cents, and that will be a bullish signal to hopefully start moving back up higher. Let's go ahead, take a look at our next crypto, which is going to be NEO. Now, NEO has also struggled with getting back above its resistance level, and its main resistance level, which we're going to take a look at here in just a second. So the resistance level that I'm talking about is $43. We want to first get back above our uptrend line, and that should be doable pretty soon here. What we're seeing is just a lot of flattening out, right? On the indicators and on the price, Bollinger remains pretty tight, which could mean that we're going to consolidate a little bit longer here. I think that's quite possible. A lot of flattening out, so I'd say that's likely to continue. Our first sign of getting out of that would be a move above our uptrend line here, and that would allow us to start moving back towards $43, which is the level I want to try to get back above within the next month, I'd say. Let's go ahead and take a look at our next cryptocurrency, which is going to be EOS. Now, EOS is slightly falling, likely going to test our uptrend line over here, and the indicators a little bit flat, definitely on the weaker side, not seeing any kind of bullish reversal just yet. No real signs of that for the time being, so I'd say pretty likely that we test our uptrend line, and hopefully at that point we're going to see a nice bounce there, which will confirm, that we're going to remain in the symmetrical triangle formation. We still have a lot of time to reach the end of that formation, so we'll see what happens. One thing at a time. First, we want to see if we can get a strong bounce off the uptrend line. We want to make sure we stay above that, no matter what, if we want to stay, more towards the bullish side. Now, let's take a look at Stellar Lumens. Stellar has been one of the strongest cryptocurrencies out there, taking a little bit of a breather right now after the recent run-up, which is normal. We're already starting to see it, hold its ground. So we're still in the symmetrical triangle formation, definitely holding up better than other cryptocurrencies, and we have this doji candlestick. So I think that this could mean one of two things. I think at this point, I'm pretty confident that we're going to remain in the symmetrical triangle formation, and at the very least, reach the end of that formation, and then hopefully break out higher. But there's also a possibility that we already start to move higher from here and are able to break out of our downtrend line a bit earlier than expected. So that would be even more bullish, and I think there's a chance of that happening. It's still early, but we have that middle band coming through, and if that middle band is able to really push higher, that will help to move the price above the downtrend line a bit earlier than expected. But like I said, for now we do have to wait and see, and you need to really wait for confirmation for stuff like that. Let's go ahead, take a look at Lisk, and we're going to take a look at what's going on. Lisk also, kind of like NEO, been acting pretty similar in the sense that wasn't able to get back above its bigger resistance level, which is $6.24. However, we do have some flattening out here on the indicators and on the price, right around $4.80. So I'd like to see it get back above its uptrend line. That will be our first vote of confidence to just let us know that we're not falling lower, and then from there hopefully get up to $6.24, make that move above that big resistance level, and then it's onwards towards $10 after that. What we want to make sure at this point is that we don't move below $4.70. Really, I'd say if that happens, we're going to be heading down to $4, and we don't want to move below that because that will just end up spiraling down to $3 and $2, etc. So let's take a look at Cardano now. Cardano is right on top of its 2,000 Satoshi support level. We want to make sure we get a bounce there. That is our last support level before a bigger drop down to 1,200 Satoshis. So want to make sure we get that bounce, and then we should be ready to move higher here slowly but surely. We have tested its support level 3 times, and the more times we test the support level, the more likely it is to actually fail and that we start moving lower. So we have to be careful here. I want to see a bounce within the next day or two, really make sure we get back higher in this 2,000 Satoshi range. Let's take a look at our last cryptocurrency of the daily crypto update, which is going to be IOTA. And IOTA is now moving higher, above $1. We've been managing to stay above our uptrend line pretty nicely here, especially over the last couple of days where a lot of cryptos were falling. Good buying volume. MACD got a nice bounce. Want to see if that RSI can get back above 52. And if that is going to happen, I think that we're going to see a bit of a bull move after that. So IOTA acting very interesting here and could be a hint towards some kind of bigger move happening because it's definitely acting stronger than a lot of other cryptos out there. Let's take a minute to just give a shout out to my Twitter. Make sure to follow me on there. And with that being said, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.